Hello everyone, back for another episode. If you remember from the previous one, we are basically capture London, and that was the end of the war with Elizabeth. However, I'm not so sure that we will actually remain at peace, given that Spain is actually proving to be a juicy target, and Toledo seems quite isolated. So let's make preparations for our future campaign and get our army on the move. As you can see, most of our units are already in position. However, before we actually hit end turn, let's quickly pay a visit to Isabella. You see, she's hostile. I don't believe she could be any more hostile than she is, I just want to test her resolve or her nerves, and I will demand what we really want from her, which is pearls. And let's see how she reacts. This is unacceptable, she says. Very well. So let's see. Where will future events take us? We're done for this turn, so let's hit next turn and let's bring the country to war again. These are all defensive wars. I know defensive wars have been used in the past indiscriminately and often to hide expansionist drives, but however, this is well and truly a defensive war, given that Toledo really is in our sphere of influence. It's in our backyard, and it's not absolutely unacceptable to have a hostile city so close to our empire. And in fact, even worse, splitting our empire in two. So this is a cancer that needs to be removed. As for everything else, we're well and truly now reaching the modern era. So we're going to focus, rather than on the military bottom of the technology tree, we're actually going to go for this bit, mostly because electricity and biology are very beneficial technologies for a country at our stage of development, and also we want to unlock radio and try to get the Eiffel Tower built for extra happiness, given that we will be puppeting more cities. I do have in mind Toledo, but my ambitions are greater than that, and I think you already understood what I'm hinting at. So yeah, we will be needing a cushion of extra happiness for the extra unhappiness that we're going to have to be dealing with. Let's quickly have a look at what's happening here. Nicaea is now desiring truffles. Okay, that's very well. However, we got 1,000, so we want to make sure that we buy off Spain's city-states. So let's quickly identify them. These are all our friends. Milan isn't. Oh, there it is. Milan is on the Spanish side, and this is not going to be the case for very long. And they're back in our fold. So that's taken care of. Milan. Sorry, Spain now has no allies. So if anything comes to a head, it will not be aided by any of the city-states. So utter isolation. The usual rush of troops, and this is unavoidable. We have to maneuver our troops. Um, I do fear that an attack may come very soon. The best thing to do with York, since we really don't want to annex the city, we'll leave the city as a puppet, which is a gold generating city. Puppets naturally focus on gold, and you cannot change that unless you annex the city. So we leave it as a puppet and try to get the city to generate as much gold as possible. The only way to entice the AI to focus on one tile rather than another is, because of their gold production focus, is spam as many trading posts as possible. So we will be TP spamming London and certainly York. Now this is an interesting situation with Toledo. This is the tile they actually want to be in, because Toledo is surrounded by hills, so that blocks the line of sight of our cannon. However, by being positioned here, he benefits from this coastal tile to have a direct line of sight over Toledo. So the cannon will be positioned here, and our Gatling gun can stay there. Bring the general closer. The cannon actually should have gone back to this tile, but doesn't really matter at this stage. The rifleman, which you won't have any room to advance, and we'll bring the Gatling gun, the other one, to the other front. Remember, we have a double front with Elizabeth, so we have to cover both ends. Gatling gun here, well and ready. Oh, I did not realize there were more city-states to be found on the map, but apparently so. Okay, that's a surprise. There's a new continent, or there's a new mini continent that I wasn't aware of. So that's all very well. So let's see how quickly we can escalate the war with Isabella. Ooh, Bismarck has actually declared war on Isabella. That's interesting. So wow, we got a new friend. So let's see what's going on. Are these agreements with Isabella? Oh, Persia is actually suggesting to get involved. Well, let me think about it. Yes, yeah, I think it's a good idea actually. I was on the same. I was actually about to propose the same. So great. We're now at war with Isabella, and as you can see, automatically our open borders agreement with her has been cancelled, meaning that all our units that were previously inside her borders have now been moved out. So that's exactly where our cannon had to end up, and that's where he is. That's an interesting turn of events, given that it's actually the way we actually had to position our cannon. So let's see what's happening militarily. Ooh, what's happening? Biology and a great engineer. That is well, that is a lucky day, isn't it? We've also discovered oil. Okay, that's interesting. Let's quickly have a look. Lots of oil off Nicaea. That's grand. And we've got some more off York, so no shortage of oil. Nicomedia is growing nicely. We've got a great engineer, and as a result we gained influence of Bucharest. And look how many city-states are joining the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of 16. That's not bad. and we also have 2 other civilizations in the fight. Electricity, as we said, and then we'll be going for radio. But let's leave it at electricity for now. Actually, no, I want to select radio. Well, theatre ready in Varna, so that's also extra happiness. But we want the city to actually start pumping out more science. So public school for Varna. Constantinople have to build a hospital to further increase its population, and now we actually have a target, and now the rich oil fields of the north, and that's where these guys will be heading to. Now if you can a rifleman by... Okay, well, actually haven't got much of a choice. Oh, this was actually a Siamese unit. Well, we'll return it. We don't need it anyways. Oh great, you see he's very appreciative of that, and we're also going to have a diplomatic bonus. Yes, we have freed their captured citizens, so we suddenly become our best friend. This is the tile that we want to be in, as explained, and we want a general to come closer to the front line. So, as discussed with York, we'll do the same thing with London, spam as many trading posts as possible to get the city to generate as much gold as we can. Varna is developing into a nice city, and Carol unexpectedly will have to... Well, he actually has discovered a new continent, so that's brilliant. There's no use for this worker here in the south, so let's get him straight up here. It is rather dangerous to venture out alone. So for now, we'll sit back and use the river as a natural defense. Oh, finally, it brings us to a great engineer. Oh, I didn't realize they included Ferdinand of Lesseps. That's a Catalan engineer. Let's see. How do great engineers work? Okay, the formula is quite simple. They grant you 300 hammers plus 30 times the size of the city. So 30 times 27 plus 300. And that's on standard speed. Obviously on other speeds there are different multipliers. So what does that mean in net terms? The hammer roughly is going to give us 300 hammers, and we know that. And on top of that, it's going to give us 300 times 27. So that's about 600. That's about 700. 710 hammers. That's not bad. If we were on the other hand to build a manufactory which gives us 5, we have to basically quickly count how many turns we expect to be around. Normally games last about 350 turns. That's usually I normally calculate it off that. So we've got 100 odd turns to go. That means we're going to net 500 raw hammers, but don't forget that 500 raw hammers in Constantinople are being modified. So, and what actually these modifiers are? These modifiers are 30% at the moment because of the factory, and because of the workshop. So add 20% on top of that. That nets you 600 hammers. I think pretty obvious that it is much better to wait to have a wander available and plonk him down, or rather use him to hurry the wander. It's not a great differential, but I feel that 100 hammers plus, it's enough to justify that. So let's have him wait around until the time comes. I'm quite worried. I'm not worried. I'm actually thinking about what is Korean really up to. I don't understand why he's got cannons right next to my cities. We've got open borders and we're quite friendly. However, don't forget that Korea is also friend with Spain, and certainly not friendly with our friend Siam. So yeah, should keep that in mind. Ooh, we received a new unit. That's very kind of Valletta. Remember previously Valletta gifted us the Hussar Guards, so I think that we might be getting another one. See, formidable strength by Rio has got Great War Infantry ready on the field and Gatling guns. So formidable strength. Last, on the other hand, not as strong, but oh, who loves the king? That's very nice. Oh yes, I had forgotten. Truffles. We should be acquiring those for Nicaea. Let's quickly have a look who's got any. T's got 2. I feel he's the only one that's actually got any excess truffles, so we're gonna have to deal with him. By trading away silk, well, I'd rather pay him. And increase our happiness as well. Oh, another Gatling gun. Okay. Oh, that was a mistake. Well, they're fast anyways, because they rushed all the way up there in one single move, so they're gonna have to do the same and come back. Well, in any event, nothing really has changed for us since we really want to have the Gatling gun in the city. So that was unexpected. The Spanish cannon is getting hammered. That's great. Let's position our own and start firing away. That's an easy victory, and now an army sub closing in, and the general supporting them for the extra defensive bonus. And we continue building trading posts. Oh yes, one thing that we should do. That's actually the right time to do it. We should use the Inquisitor to remove London's original religion. So that's also part of our plan. And it's still got spare happiness left, but let's leave them there for now. And let's have them sit tight behind the river. Varna will have no need for that, so we can chop the forest down. Lake Media will expand in 3 turns, so the settlers are just going to have to wait. And we can order the crossbowmen back with the navy. So, bit of micromanagement, and yeah, we are good. So yeah, apparently everything is proceeding smoothly, and finally we're going to have to focus a bit more intently on Spain and expanding south. It is it seems like basically a lot of these long turns, sometime in the middle of the game, are somewhat misleading. In as much as it seems that there's nothing really going on, when in fact there's a lot going on, and it's often hard to realize where the balance of power is shifting. So it's always worthwhile to spend a few moments and look at all the indicators that we have available, and quickly react if there's something that's missing or something is just not in place as it should be. So it's turn 244. So turn 250 is the first watershed, and that's usually around that time when we do have the means to quickly expand and hopefully drive a crushing victory. It's much easier to gain momentum in the modern era than it is than it is at earlier ages, especially when you've got so many things available to you and so much room for movement that you can somehow jostle around and find the ideal balance. Unfortunately, Rifleman can't do much here where it stands, so we'll ask him to pillage. And hopefully they'll slowly grind them down. Adrianople. I'd like to see the city growing. That's just it brings in so many benefits that can't be overlooked. Oh yes, the Inquisitor as well. We can order him directly to London, so we can forget about him as well. Our Navy is sitting here in Media. And we're going to order these units to basically rest and do nothing, whilst the caravel basically continues exploring. Perhaps this could be an interesting location for another city, given the fact that we actually haven't got marble. No, haven't got it. Or perhaps even here, with oil available as well. few options available to us. Gonna have to wait a few more turns, but I think that's the next step. Lots of denunciations. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So apparently, whilst we are bombarding Toledo, the Spaniards are actually fighting off the German navy at sea. Right, next city will expand, so that's great. As you can see, we can't explore any further that way, so we ordered a caravel around this way. New cannon, always needed. Artillery is essential. Let's bring him down here. Ah, horses to Sejong. Let's see. Ah, he's no longer interested in horses. Perhaps Bismarck.
Was habt ihr gesagt?
Wonderful. Spain and Inca, and Spain is denouncing as usual. We've got quite a few options available to us right now. However, because we were discussing a further expansion of Empire, perhaps we should consider building a settler at Ohrid, since Ohrid is not really looking to. The growth is not really essential for Ohrid. So we can start advancing now. Cautiously, always, but at least we can start advancing. Let's quickly bring this up. So yeah, quite a bit of activity. Slow turns otherwise. Oh well.
Is it a fact?
Electricity discovered, and now we discovered aluminium as well.
Forms of electricity. The world of matter has become a great nerve.
I believe we have discovered a source of aluminium. Oh right, okay. That's handy. Okay. Excellent news. Ooh, our riflemen are getting hit hard. Um. This is when. This is how to use sometimes fast units like hussars that can come to the rescue fairly quickly. However, I feel they might be too late. Well, let's try it. Huh. Can be a problem. Oh well. Okay, this unit is basically dead unless it retreats. However, if it does retreat, other units are going to get attacked. So I'd rather lose the riflemen and keep the siege going. There's another rifle here. Ooh, so Junk has completed the Statue of Liberty. Quite advanced. I do not think that our rifleman will survive. How right I was. However, I might have done just enough to capture the city, perhaps with a hussar here. Let's see. Here they come. It should be enough to capture the city. No, we shall see. A lot, as you can see, the Gatling gun, a very effective weapon. And Oh, we also managed to steal technology, I've just realised. That is excellent news. This just gives you an idea how hard it is to advance in these surroundings. So we'll just park him here for now. Ooh, Coffrus. Formidable spy. We get to pick steam power for free. Horses to Darius. You're still looking for horses, Darius? No, I thought so. Germany, perhaps.
Was nun? Vorwärts. Abgemacht.
Great. That's extra cash that will come in handy. Rifleman is gone. Statue of Liberty. Constantinople has just finished building a hospital. Lots of money to be made with the stock exchange. Well, we're good with money, but we're not so good. Not so good on in culture. So I go with Opera House instead. Oh yes, we also have 1,000 gold, which we should be spending on one of the few city-states that are remaining. Toledo's attacking hussars, rightly so. That's the only unit that can actually capture the city. But because of their upgrades and they're on rough terrain, they enjoy formidable defensive bonuses, plus the general. So very hard to rout. As you can see, Lhasa is giving us a hand. Germany stole archaeology. Hold on a second. That's not good. I don't really care much since archaeology is not really relevant anymore. Well, a bit behind. Okay, interesting. He hasn't got the money for that. Let's give him some more horses on the other hand.
Vorwärts. In Ordnung.
Yeah, he's always willing to buy horses for me. Huh. Okay, let's quickly see how this works. I'm gonna bombard the city once, and then we'll order our troops in. That should be enough. Yes. We will create a puppet, however. We got enough happiness for that. And we'll let hussars rest so they can heal and immediately move our army. Ah, well. Okay, it's very hard to calculate what's the fastest route. Fastest route should be a sea route, not an overland route. However, we are at war with Spain, so we have to be careful about this. Oh, hold on. Yep. Okay. The first obstacle's been cleared. So, before we forget, we have to buy. Well, we have to basically get a new city-state on board. We've got 1,000. We control most city-states, and we would like to control that one as well. And that can be done easily. And that's going to prove a useful one to have, since they're not far from Isabella, and they'll grant us a lot of culture that we need. The Inquisitor will be used, well, you know why. He wants to buy silver off us. I believe we only got one, so no. Just quickly check that. Yeah, we only have one. So we're right not to sell it. So let's see if our valiant men will be able to crush Spain. Spain has got Great War infantry already on the field. You can see we are by far the weakest military power. Although we seem to be enjoying great success. So we're doing something right. It is very risky to advance here. However, at some point we'll have to. Again, usual dilemma. Attack Madrid or Seville first. Well, it would seem that Madrid is an easier target. However, they do have Great War infantry already on the field of battle. That's a formidable 50 strength. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to match that, so it will be very difficult to make real progress. But we can try. Anyways, we'll be adopting a defensive posture for now. Wait for more experienced units to come across. As you can see, it's a lengthy process. City's growing. Darius doesn't want to renew copper, but we'll sell it to him nonetheless. Antioch is now producing a considerable amount of hammers. And that is meant to be a city devoted to building military units. So the armory possibly is it could be an alternative. The opera house as well. We'll go for opera house. We really want to have a bit more culture coming in. And the stock exchange here just to keep things in balance. The economy. Ooh, as you can see, there's a lot of fighting going on. This might prove to be a nasty war between our two friends. They seem to be quite similar in terms of size, so it'll be interesting to see who'll come on top. I believe both are in the modern era, yes. So it looks like it will be an interesting fight. We don't really have great ambitions. We just basically want to gain some ground and hold it whilst reinforcements arrive and hopefully the technology as well. So there's no immediate need to capture Madrid, but we'd like to gain some ground. London will be out of the resistance in 2 turns. So we'll continue spamming trading posts. And exploring the map. But before I continue, we've now accumulated enough culture to pick a new social policy. Now patronage we've got to basically finish patronage in order to benefit from educated lit, which will grant us great people, and patronage itself, the finisher, which we would allow. Well, it basically slows the decrease rate of